Jai Amaswa Paramahansa Parivrajagaracharya Sattva Small Bhaktivedant Swami Prabhupada ki Jai, Ananta Koti Vaishnava ki Jai, Ramacharya Sri Haridas Thakur ki Jai, Prem se kaho Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasari Gaur Bhaktivinoda ki Jai, Sri Sri Radha Krishna Mokh Gopinath Sam Khand Radha Khand Giridharan ki Jai, Vrindavan Dham ki Jai, नवदीप धाम की जाए, गंगा माई की जाए, जमुना माई की जाए, गुरु द्वारका धाम की जाए, स्वामी तो भक्तविंद की जाए, ऑल ग्लोरीज टू देयर समझ, ऑल ग्लोरीज टू देयर समझ। थैंक यू वेरी मच।
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Janmaishvarya Shruta Shribhir Edhamanamadak Puman Naivarhatya Vidhatum Vai Tvamakinchana Gocharam Janmaishvarya Shruta Shribhir Edhamanamadak Puman Naivarhatya Vidhatum Vai Tvamakinchana Gocharam. Translation. My Lord, your lordship can easily be approached, but only by those who are materially exhausted. One who is on the path of material progress, trying to improve himself with respectable parentage, great opulence, high education, and bodily beauty, cannot approach you with sincere feeling.
जूते गिरेगी तो पीठे खुल रहा है।
जन्मई सज्ज सुतश्री भी रेधमान मदः पुमान नैवार्हत वितातुं वै ताम अकिंचन गोचरम। Akinchana, akinchana means no, kinchana. Kinchana means something. So, no kinchana means one who has nothing to possess. He is called no kinchana. Or one who is fully convinced that nothing belongs to me. He is akinchana. Here in the material world, it is just the opposite. Everyone is thinking that I have got something. I have seen long, long ago, maybe 50 years ago, in Howrah station, I was going somewhere. So one man, his luggage was the half-burned some fuel wood and some rejected things he was carrying as luggage. Half-burned fuel wood. He thought that this is my possession. I have saved this, so he was taking to his home. That means everyone, even though it is very insignificant, still everyone thinks that I have got something. This is the material disease. So, this is the illusion. Therefore Shastra says, tatak grihat kshetra sutapta vittai janasya mohoyam. Janasya mohoyam aham mameti. How a man becomes entangled in this material world, everything is described in the Srimad Bhagavat. Pungsang striya mithuni bhava metat. This material world means sex attraction. Mithuni bhava. The man is searching after woman is searching after man. This is material life. In human life, in birds, beasts, just these sparrows, they are trying to make some nest on this chandelier to enjoy sex and legs, therefore they require some place. The basic principle is sex. First of all, sex life, then other necessities. First of all, seeing man and woman, then when they unite, pungsang siyo mithuni bhava meta tayo mitha hridayaganti mahu. When they unite and they get children, then the hard knot of heart, she is my wife, she is my husband. We cannot separate. Hard knot. Hridayaganti. Already there is attraction. Now this attraction becomes more and more tight after union. Then we require a place to live together. Home, sweet home. Yes, very sweet. The whole day and night work. And this is moha. He is working hard day and night. There is not a single moment leisure, and still he is a sweet home. This is illusion. So atha griha, as soon as a man and woman or a male, female, either bird, beast or human being or demigods, everyone, then he requires home, griha, then land to produce food, griha kshetra, then children, griha kshetra, because when a man is married, the social life, if he has no children, that is means vacant home. Putrahinam griham sunnam. Chanakya Pandita says, Vidyahinam jivanam sunnam. One who is not educated, his life is zero. Vidyahinam jivanam sunnam. Dikasannam devabandhava. And if you want to go to some foreign place, if that place is not a holy place, because according to Vedic system, they go on touring to see holy places, tirthasthan, or to a friend's house. So if you are going to some foreign countries, if there is no friend and no devata, then it is useless. Dikusannam devavan. Or putrahinam griham sunnam. You are married, but you have no children. And that is also good. Zero. Putrahinam griham sunnam. Sarvasunnam daridrata. But if you are poor, then everything is zero. Your vidya is zero, your home is zero, and your friend is zero because nobody will care you. So, real point is putra. Ata griya kshetra suta. Suta means putra. And according to drive them. So, married life requires children, otherwise it is vacant. The Bhagavat said that atat grihat chetu sutaptu vittai jonas samoham, that I possess. In another place it is said that we are thinking very secure. I have got a nice body, stout and strong. I take daily exercise in the morning and I keep myself fit. Atat, that verse is the Deha Kalatradi. I have got good wife. Saina means Atma Saina, Su, Asatsu. Atma, we are thinking, I am in the family life, I am very happy, I am very secure, I have got my good wife, I have got my good children, and so many things. I have got good bank balance, so I am secure. So, Shastra says, Pramatta tasya nidhanang pasyannapi na pasyati. Dehapatta kalatradisu. I was forgetting. Deha and apatta. Deha means this body. And apatta means children. Dehapatta kalatra. Kalatra means wife. Dehapatra kalatradisu atma sannesu. Just like when a king fights, he has got some soldiers. Similarly, our life in this material world is simply fighting. There is always some danger. Just like Kunti says, Vipada Santa Sasyat Ta. It is simply full of dangers. So when there is danger, we have to fight. That is material life. That is called struggle for existence. So how we are fighting? Dehapatta kalatradisu, atma sannesu. This is our soldier. I have got a good body, strong body, and I have got my children, my grown-up boys, I have got very good wife, Adi. This is the Adi. This is beginning of thinking I have got. Kinchana. This is Kinchana. I have got something. Dehapatta kalatradisu. They are considered as Atma Saina. They are my soldiers. Whenever I am sick, they will help me. If I go out, then who will help me? If I leave my home, then if I fall sick, who will take care of me? No, I am not going out of home. Dehapatta kalatradisu. Atma sannesu. That is my soldier. We are fighting with the soldier, accompanied by soldier. Dehapatta kalatradisu atma sannesu asatsu api. Asat they will not stay. I have got experience. Everyone can say, I was children, you are children. I had father to take protection or other relative, friend, but now they are gone. Asatsu. Everything is finished. So, these soldiers, either as father or son, the father is finished, the son also will be finished. Asatsu api, dihapatta kalutradishu, atma sannesu, asatsu api, pramatta tasya nidhanam. These soldiers will be killed. Tasya nidhanam pasyannapi na pasyati. He knows, he has got experience, still he is blind. That these soldiers will not be able to give me protection. When death will come, they will not be able. But my real miserable condition is birth, death and old age and disease. So when I fall sick, they can help, they are eager to help, but real help they cannot give me. One should understand. Atma, sannesu, asassu api, they will be killed. Real protection is Krishna, that we do not know. So long we possess all these things, that is explained here, Janma, Aishwarya, Suta, Sri. These are good material possessions. To born in high family, aristocratic family, or Brahman family, Kshatriya family. These were considered high parentage, heritage. Nowadays everyone is Shudra, there is another thing. Nobody can be proud of his birth. So Janma and Aishwarya, if we possess land, home, and children, wife, bank balance, that is called Aishwarya. Janma Aishwarya Suta, and education, I am philosopher, I am scientist, I am this poet. So education, that is called Suta. Suta, especially Vedic knowledge, Sruti. The Janma Aishwarya Suta Sri, and Sri beauty. So, unless one is very happy, or born in good family, unless he cannot have bodily beauty. Janma Aishwarya Suta Sri, edamana mada. The more we possess these things, then we become intoxicated. It is already illusion. Griya Kshetra Sutapta Vittai. So, that illusion becomes more and more stronger, and that is called mada. So, they are not interested in Krishna consciousness. That is the position at the present moment. Everyone is trying that I must have a good position in the society. People will say, oh, his house is very nice. Or everyone is trying to be educated, to acquire money. In the Western countries, these are very prominent. Janma Aishwarya Suta. They are not very much interested about the Janma. But Aishwarya Suta, they are interested. And Sri. Everyone, more or less, that is the... So, these are disqualification for Krishna consciousness. In the materially, they are very good qualification, advancement of material civilization. But here Kunti says, Janmaisajya Suta Srivi Idumana Mada Puman Naivarhati. He does not deserve. Na eva naiva arahati. Therefore the Vedic civilization is voluntary giving up. Voluntarily giving up. Big king, Maharaj Bharat, the emperor of the whole world, Bharatvarsha. Therefore it is called Bharatvarsha. At the age of 24 years, he gave up his kingdom, his young wife. There are many instances. So, to become voluntarily akinchana, I have nothing. I don't possess it. Here in this material world, everyone is trying to possess more wealth, more education, more beauty, more family prestige, aristocracy. This is materialism. And spiritualism means just the opposite. Therefore people are not attracted to spiritualism. I have told you that I was thinking when I was dreaming that Guru Maharaj is asking me to come out and I was going. Did I say this story? Yes. So I was afraid. Oh, I have to give up my family and I have to become sannyasi and I have to go behind my Guru Maharaj. No, it is horrible. I was thinking. But he forced me to. He's so kind that he forced me somehow or other. That is mercy. I can understand now that how much merciful was my Guru Maharaj that he forced me to take this life. So, therefore, it was inquired by Yudhishthira Maharaj. There is a verse in the Srimad Bhagavatam that this question was raised by Parikshit Maharaj to Sukadeva Goswami. So, Your Honor, we see just the opposite thing, that one who is devotee of Lord Vishnu, the husband of the goddess of fortune, they become gradually poorer. Because a Vaishnava, generally, they remain humble and poor, Brahman also. Whereas the worshipper of Lord Shiva means at least he voluntarily accepts all poverty. His wife is Durga Devi, so powerful, Sisti Sthiti Pralaya Sadhana Shaktirika. She can make a new universe. She is so powerful. But this couple, Lord Shiva and Parvati, they have no house even to live. They live under the tree. So poor. No residential house even. So when one becomes devotee of Lord Shiva, he gets material opulence, he becomes rich, he gets good wife, he gets all material opulence. And when one becomes the devotee of Vishnu, the husband of goddess of fortune, he becomes poor. Why this contradiction? This is contradiction. The worshipper of the Lord of goddess of fortune is becoming poorer, and the worshipper of the Bhagavat, who has no house even, lives underneath a bale tree, that is also not very good. And his devotee becomes so opulent materially. So why this difference? These are statements I have stated several times. So, Sukdev Goswami said to Parikshit that this very question was raised by your grandfather, Maharaj Yudhishthira, to Lord Krishna, and what he replied, I will say. So in that connection, he gave quotation of Krishna. Krishna said to Maharaj Yudhishthira, Maharaj Yudhishthira by hint asked Krishna that we are your friend and why you are put into such tribulations that we have lost our kingdom, we are now living in the forest, our wife is insulted. Why? That the reply was that Jasham anugrinami hariseta dhanam sanai. Means Krishna said that when I make one specially favored, then I take away all his riches to make him nishkinchan. Nishkinchan means one becomes almost poverty-stricken, nobody cares for him, then he becomes fully surrendered to Krishna, just like Narottam Das Thakur says, Haha Prabhu Nanda Suta Vrishabhanu Suta Juta Karuna Karaha Eva. Narottama Dasa Khaye Karuna Na ঠেলিয়ে রাঙা পায়ে তুমি বিনা কে আছে আমা. This position is very nice. Nishkincha. I have lost everything. I am now not cared by my family, my friends. So everything I have lost. Therefore, I am forced to come to you, surrender. So don't kick me out. Please give me shelter because I have no other shelter. Tumi bina ke ache amar. There is nobody else to take my care except your Lord. This is called Nishkincha. So, actually that is the position. So long we shall think that for my protection, this arrangement is there, for my protection, this arrangement is there. That is not Nishkincha. Nishkinchan means when I will think, I will be actually under the understanding that I have no other protection except Krishna, and then I fully surrender. That is the best qualification for Krishna consciousness. Therefore it is said, Naivarhati abhitatum te tvam, unto you. Who are you? Akinchana gocharam. You can be understood only by a person who has lost everything. Who has lost everything. That the Kunti's purpose was that when we lost everything, you are with us. Now we have got kingdom, we have got prestige, we have got so many things. Now we are going away to Dwarka. So tvam akinchana gachara. This is Kunti's realization. Janmai sadya sutasribi edumana padam. Therefore, for spiritual advancement, if one is interested, they should not be too much attached to material things. If you want to advance in spiritual life, Janmai sadya, because this will be entanglement. They, more and more, we shall think, this is mine, this is mine. Aham mameti, this is illusion. Nothing belongs to him. But by illusion, he will think this is mine, this is mine. Just like we have got this nice grand building in this district, if we think this is my building or my building, then there will be mishap. My Guru Maharaj said, personally, he said that when we are living in a rented house, if we could collect 200, 300 rupees, we are living very nicely at Ultani. And since then, J.B. Datta has given us this marble palace, Gaudiya Math. There is fiction between our men. We'll occupy this room, we'll occupy that room, we'll be proprietor. Kundababu was giving one tablet that this is. Everyone is planning in different way. So Guru Maharaj said, he was personally instructing me, if I could sell this marble of this temple and secure some money, and if I could print some books, that would have been better. That would have been better. Therefore I am so much after books. If we forget our position, if we become pound-shilling man, property man, then Krishna will be finished. Because Krishna is akinchana gochara. Therefore we should always remember that we possess this nice house not for our comfort, but people will come because they are not accustomed. If we would have invited people, come and sit down on this Mayapur ground, no, there was no possibility. Therefore, we must possess Krishna's temple, very nice, so that people will come and we shall preach. That is philosophy. Not that because we have got this nice house, therefore we should be very much attached. Attachment must be there. For Krishna's service, the temple must be very clean, the establishment must be very nice. What for? For attracting devotees. This is the purpose. Not for our personal benefit. That is, my Guru Maharaj introduced this big palaces, temple. That is the contribution of Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur. Because the Goswamis, they worship Krishna in a different method, going to Vrindavan, living under the tree, and one night underneath one tree, next night next tree. This vairagya is not possible for the Western people. Therefore, we require this building. That is the contribution. Unless they live comfortably, it is not possible. And we have to preach all over the world. So, Nirbandhe Krishna Sambandhe. For Krishnas, therefore you will find in India there are many very big costly temples, not personal house. You'll never find all over India. You go and see, they have spent lots of money for temple. That was the Oriental civilization. Even the Mohammedans, they would construct very costly mosques, but they would live in huts. That was the intention. Whenever one is a little bit rich, he will find out how to spend it for Krishna, not for his sense gratification. Just like this Madan Mohan temple was constructed by a big merchant. He approached Sanatana Goswami, Sir, what can I do for you? I want to serve you. The Sanatana Goswami said, my Madan Mohan, I am living underneath the tree and my Madan Mohan is hanging. So if you can construct a temple for Madan Mohan. Similarly, Maharaj Man Singh approached Rupa Goswami. They never constructed big temple for their own living purpose, but Krishna's purpose. That is the way. For Krishna, we must have everything very gorgeous and first class, but not for me. That is Akinchana. Personally, we should not possess anything. Simply for Krishna. So, that attitude should be maintained, because here it is said, Tam Akinchana Gochar. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also, he said that Niskinchanas. Here it is called Akinchana, and the same thing in different way, Niskinchana. Akinchana, A means negation, and Na means negation. Niskinchana. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said that Niskinchana Bhagavat bhajano nukhasya. Bhagavat bhajan, to advance in spiritual life, to be engaged in Krishna's devotion and service, that is the aim of life. That is the purpose of human form of life. So for him, he should always remain niskinchana. Niskinchana bhagavat bhajanonmukhas. So, therefore Gaurkishore Das Babaji, he remained niskinchana. And his disciple Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati, he also remained niskinchana, although he possessed so many temples, because nothing was for his personal, but for Krishna. So, one may question that your Guru Maharaj was sitting on the ground in a municipal lavatory, because he did not like that anybody should disturb me. He was sitting by the side of a municipal lavatory. Because so many people will come for darshan and ashirvad. He did not like it. He did not like to be disturbed by this ashirvad. You see? They will not take any spiritual instruction. They are thinking that here is a saintly person and he will bless me. So I have got now 1,000, I will tell 10,000. That's all. Therefore they come. They do not come to take any spiritual instruction. Therefore it is botheration. It is botheration. So Gaurkishore Das Babaji Maharaj did not like this botheration. He was sitting by the side of a municipal lavatory, so that this rascal will not come out of the bad smell and will not disturb me. You see? So Maharaj Monindanandi, he was one of the, he had organized one Sankirtan festival. So he came to Gaurkishore Das Babaji Maharaj and to invite him. So after many requests, Gaurkishore Das Babaji Maharaj said, Maharaj, you have got many tenants. You are Maharaj. Why you are trying to make me your tenant? Because you are rich man, you also want, as your tenants carries your order, so you also want me. So why you are? No, sir, no. You are my Lord. Whatever you say, I shall carry out. Will you carry out? Why not? He said, then don't go home, sit down here. Chant Hare Krishna. He played out. You see? So he was very humorous also. Gaur Krishna Das Maharaj, that if you are so obedient, then I ask you, don't go home. Better give up your dress and chant Hare Krishna here. So, he was Akincha. So, similarly, just like Ramanandara, he was Grihastha, very opulent governor. He is also Akincha, because nothing was possessed by personal. Everything for Jagannath. This is the distinction. And one side, Rupa Goswami, and one side, Ramanandara. And Ramanandara is the most confidential devotee of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, although he is a Grihastha, because he is Akinchan, as Akinchan as Rupa Goswami. So we have to become Akinchan. Akinchana, then we shall realize Krishna. Therefore it is said, Akinchana gocha. You are understandable only by a person who does not possess so-called material opulence. So we should always remember that whatever we are trying for material, it is all for Krishna, nothing for us. So that people may, big gorgeous temple means people will be attracted to come here and will distribute Krishna's prasadam. The aim is somewhere or other to turn them, to convert them into Krishna consciousness. Then you remain Akincha. And if we think that we have got now a very big house, we shall live comfortably and sleep comfortably, then nagochara, then Krishna will not be realized. Then that comfort will be realized only, not Krishna. Akinchana gocha. We should always remember. This is Kunti Devi saying, Tam akinchana gocha. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said also, Niskinchana sa Bhagavat bhajanonmugasya. Bhagavat bhajan, devotional service to Krishna. If one is interested, he should not desire anything material possession. Material, annavilasita sunnam. Niskinchanasya Bhagavat bhajan. Or Bhagavat bhajan, why required? Now, parang jigimisu bhavusagaras. We are rotting in this material world. We have to cross over the Nissan, ocean and go to Vaikuntha. That is Bhagavat. Bhagavat bhajan does not mean to increase our material position. That is dharma, artha, kam, moksha. These are material things. People become religious to increase their economic condition better. Dharma, artha. Generally, they want to, just like there are so many so-called saintly persons, they advertise that if you give me one, I shall give you 10. Magic, gold manufacturing, or some cloth, and they get more. People are after them. But Akinchan, we have nothing to give. So they do not come to us. So, Krishna is Akinchan. We should always remember that if we desire to be materially happy, and if we think some material possession and prestige in the society and becoming a learned scholar, I shall be getting more and more adoration from the society, I will be a big man, and then Krishna will be finished. Krishna will be finished. Krishna is Akinchana Gocha. That is the instruction of this verse. Naivarhati avidhatum. These persons, Janmai Sajja Sutta Sivi Edumana, increasing material opulence, they do not deserve approaching Krishna. Krishna will be approached by Narottam Das Thakur when he says, Tumi bina ke ache? I have no other alternative than to take shelter at the lotus feet of your Lordship. Please give me. We should always remember this. Then we shall be able to make progress in spiritual life. Thank you very much.
Yeah. Oh, Maya, a very beautiful lecture. Yeah, keep the camera focusing on that. I'll switch on my camera. It's okay. So audience is visible. Little bit up. Your camera. Your vision angle is not correct. So this is from first canto, 8th chapter, verse number 26. Prayers from Mother Kunti. And this has been spoken at the very mature age of her life. Pandavas have won the war of Kurukshetra, and now she's offering her prayers to the Lord. These are very, very important. These are the words which should be taken almost on the same level as something what is spoken by Krishna. She says, Janma Ishwarya Shuta Shribhir Edaman Madhapaman Naibharati Abhidhatum Vai Tvam Akinchana Gochara. She highlights 4 factors which disqualifies one from approaching the Lord. Even if they try to approach the Lord, they cannot approach the Lord with the genuine emotions. And for that she says, Tvam, you, my dear Lord, while speaking to the Lord, Akinchana Gocharam. Akinchana. We'll talk about the 4 factors as Prabhupada goes through the purport with his lecture. But let's begin with the very first thing that Prabhupada opened the class with, Akinchana. What is the meaning of the word Akinchana? Yes, Prabhu, Saurabh Prabhu, go ahead. Do we have Katal or something? Yes.
So Akinchana means one who has nothing to possess.
Okay, very else. What else Akinchana means? Prabhupada gave 2 definitions.
Nothing like void, no void, no something is.
I do not possess anything, nothing to possess. What else? The 2 things, nothing to possess. There is a beggar on the street. Okay.
So
he doesn't have anything.
He gave one example.
No,
on
that example is
Krishna.
okay. What is the other thing? 2 ways to look at it. A beggar also doesn't possess anything. He doesn't have anything. But not necessarily he's going to take wholehearted shelter of the Lord. So what is Akinchana? So one is external, one is internal meaning. Huh? Something. Okay. Yes. Anyone online? Yeah, Neeraj, go ahead. So your external answer is okay. I don't possess anything.
I don't possess anything, but for Krishna, we should have everything first class. For nothing for me, everything belongs to Krishna.
The point is, I do not possess anything, and even if something I possess, nothing belongs to me. Are you getting it? So a beggar on the street may not possess anything. Does not mean he's a Kinchana. You may possess everything. You could still be a Kinchana. Why? But nothing belongs to me. Hi-bo! पर तुम कबूतर मत उड़ाओ यार, करताल बजाओ. किसके पास करताल है? जिसको करताल बजाने आती है ढंग से, करताल बजाओ तुम. ढंग से करताल बजाओ, ठीक है? So please note down this meaning. It's a change of perspective here. And then Prabhupada speaks about material disease. क्या material disease है? What is a material disease? Online प्रजा, आप में से कोई जवाब देना चाहेगा?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Prabhupada is telling about the attraction to the opposite sex, and he was giving example of even the birds who
No.
who make
Yeah,
the nest.
that's later on. That's later on. What is the material disease? Right in the context of akinchana. Yes, Apu Guru. Please do not look on the lecture transcript. आपका समय खत्म हो चुका है, आप अपने notes देखो. Lecture transcript में यहाँ से मत ढूंढो.
Prabhupada was saying that even though I have something insignificant, but still I consider that it belongs to
Yeah,
me.
the opposite of akinchana is the material disease. People in this world, they are attached to earth, water, fire, ether. You know, bhumi, rapu, nala, temporary things, insignificant things, and eventually everything will be taken away. So this is called as material disease. Haribo! Boom. So it's a worthy point. It's a fantastic lecture. We're just getting up into it. You can think deeply about it. The principle of Atyahara here, as Rupa Goswami says. Go back and take a look into your locker. What are things which you don't need, but you're still holding it onto it? And you don't want to give away. And your luggage, which is actually a baggage, burden is increasing. I mean, just staying here for the last 2-3 years, we know how much things we have possessed. Now imagine for the grahastha, how things can easily accumulate, you know, it's just the nature of the mind like that. So, yeah. So then, as Mother Radhika was saying, so that is how a man becomes entangled in this material world. And Prabhupada quotes, Pumsa Striya Mithuni Bhava Metam, which means the material world means sex, attraction, Mithuni Bhava. And as Mother Radhika was saying, just like in human's life, similar in bird's life, beast's life, sparrows, everyone is trying to have their family like that. The basic principle is sex life. Pumsa Striya Mithuni Bhavam Etam Tayor Mitho Hridya Granthim Ahu. Hridya Granthim Ahu, and it creates a very strong attachment or illusion like this. So this attraction to sex life becomes more and more tight after we unite. Then we require a place to live together. Home, sweet home. And then Prabhupada says, yes, very sweet. And he himself laughs, little chuckles. The whole day and night work, and this is moha. He's working hard day and night. There is not a single moment's leisure. And still he says, sweet home. This cannot be anything else except for illusion. Now, please pay attention. Prabhupada hadn't lived a life of a brahmachari from beginning. He was a brahmachari. Brahmachari means, single man. Prabhupada born and brought up in a cultured family that way, not necessarily living in a brahmachari ashram. He got educated and then joined a married life. So this is his realization of the grahastha ashram. तो कहा गया शास्त्रों में बड़ों की बात सुननी चाहिए. अभी हम हाल ही में बात कर रहे थे ना कब in the last week Bhagavatam classes we're talking about how Yudhishthira Maharaj will always take guidance, always follow like that. Prithu Maharaj follow guidance like this. Lord Vishnu said, that was the concluding instruction to Prithu Maharaj, always follow the guidance of seniors. So always follow the guidance of seniors. Prabhupada is saying, with his vast experience of living in Grahastha ashram, it's all illusion, no sweet home. Okay, these are not my words, Prabhupada is saying that. Okay, then Prabhupada says, because when a man is married, the social life, if he has no children, now Prabhupada brings a very interesting point. Prabhupada quotes Charakya Pandit, Vidyahinam Jivanam Shunyam. So if you don't have knowledge, your life has no purpose. And Disha Shunya Deha Abandhavaha. So if in case you go to a foreign place or something, and if you don't have a friend place or something like that, then again, or a holy site, then it becomes useless. Putrahinam Grahashunyam. If you don't have a child, then your house is vacant. Like that. And Sarvashunya Daridrata. And if you don't have wealth, everything else is shunya. Your education has no purpose. Your child has no purpose. Your foreign trips have no purpose. How will you have foreign trip? You cannot have local trip also. So then Prabhupada said, okay, wait. Let's come back to the real point. Real point is Putram. So Prabhupada comes back to the point. Now, so how Prabhupada is building the whole conversation here is, subject matter is akinchana. To experience akinchana, I do not have any possession, and even if I have possession, nothing belongs to me. The greatest challenge is our temporary shelters. Why we cannot become akinchana is because we have our own temporary support systems. And in that, putra becomes a very fundamental support system. Not only putra, wife, kids, your bank balance, your job, this all becomes your shelter. So therefore, Prabhupada is coming to the topic of putra. And like that, Prabhupada goes, Graha Kshetra Suta. This is, Ato Graha Kshetra Sutapta Vitte Janasya Moho Aham Mameti. Like that, this is the verse Prabhupada quotes. That's the whole idea about it. And then Prabhupada begins to quote 2nd canto, 1st chapter, verse number 4. Deha Patya Kalatradishu. Deha and Apatya. Deha means body, Apatya means children. So, Deha Apatya Kalatradishu Atma Shenishu. We consider our body, our children, possession, all that. Atma Shenishu is my protectors, like this. But Prabhupada says, material life is all about fighting. There is always some danger. Life is full of danger. I've got a good body, strong body, I've got my children, my grown-up boys, I've got a good wife. Adi, adi, this is the beginning of thinking. This is kinchana, I've got something, I've got something. This is atma shanya, and this is all illusion, nothing. And Prabhupada can really say so. When Prabhupada decided to leave, nobody was there. The most heartening part, almost you can say, in Prabhupada Lilamrita, at least one of the most emotional part. Prabhupada Lilamrita is full of a lot of emotions. In fact, if you read, you probably would cry. At least how many of you have read Prabhupada Lilamrita here? How many have not read Prabhupada Lilamrita here? Or read means have not even started the first volume. How many of you? Raise your hand. Abhi haath khada karo na ढंग से. जब हाथ खड़ा ढंग से वो खड़ा करो. Oh, you guys, you should start reading. Your attachment to Srila Prabhupada, the dedication to spiritual life would not happen. Atma Shanishu, you will remain caught up in your temporary shelters. Philosophy will not begin to make sense also to you unless you start reading. One of the turning point in my life was Lilamrita. When I read Lilamrita, one only. I don't want to say anything, but I can tell you, being in America, I don't know how many times I would have cried reading the first volume. It's so heartening to see how Srila Prabhupada, what not he did. The whole concept of this family time, spend time with family, will be shattered to pieces. If that person would not have done what he did for us, will not be here, what he went through. And the point I was heading was, all his life he lived in Calcutta. All his life. He grew up in Calcutta. Now he has to, and it was so amazing, if you ever thought, the ship could have been from the Bombay. The shipping company was in Bombay. And Bombay has a port also. But to catch Jalduta, he had to go to Calcutta. I was just thinking how Krishna, connects the dots. Before he would embark his journey to America, Krishna brought him back to Calcutta. So he can look back and see everything was temporary. When he came back to Calcutta, he did not even had a place to stay. He stayed in some free ashram. And when he is walking to Jaladuta, such a fantastic description there. He is walking all alone with a stick in his hand, with a bag, with a bag in the other hand. He is walking, and he is about to board the ship. And then Prabhupada turns back to see. At least now, if anyone has turned up to say goodbye, nobody was there. And this is the city where Prabhupada had grown up. I guess on Saturday morning I was talking about this whole land thing which is going on, right? And I was thinking now finally the situation is I have to tell my father to sell off his house and all that. And that was the last thing that I have for which I can identify. That's where I grew up. I have all my memories and all that. Now if I go back to Delhi, even I would not have that. So one way I was feeling sorry, should I really need to take this step? And another way I felt liberating. I said, okay, anything we are using in service of Krishna, so be it. Because from that money we are planning to purchase land. We'll be finalizing deal today. I have a meeting with the owner today afternoon. Can you imagine he's about to climb and there's nobody behind. And I remember when I read that, I was like, that's the truth of life. And that is something which gave the greatest inspiration. When I was speaking to my parents to join Brahmachari Ashram, they're like, oh, Veda, who will take care of us? I said that anyways I can't take care of you. People die while going out to sleep. Even doctor cannot promise you your well-being. Who am I? I can't do anything. And you know why I could, while talking to my parents, There was nobody involved. It's not that I was running behind 10 devotees, I need your guidance, nothing. Because I was in America, I came back here, I hardly knew anyone here. I only had spoken to my parents. I had never asked anyone to talk to my parents or please guide them. I had not introduced them to any congregation. Nothing was there. I was just dealing because I didn't know anyone in India. And I couldn't have them talk with anyone in America because they would have told them, don't let your guys join a brahmacharya. They would have told them, Arey brahmachari ashram bilkul failed ashram, mat karo, mat karo. So I had to deal with them. And what gave me that inspiration and strength? This particular scene of Prabhupada. He is climbing the steps and just about to climb, he turned back. Nobody on the whole horizon. And here what he's seeing is his whole past. Because his whole life, 69 years, have spent in Calcutta. Approximately, he was out here and there for business. He grew up, his whole family lineage was there. Whole family, not only आज family होती है पति पत्नी दो बच्चे खत्म family. Family का मतलब ये नहीं है तुम्हारे चाचा ताऊ तुम्हारी बुआ mama mami what not. That's called family in real sense. Nobody was there. Is it something that the family didn't knew? They knew. They knew Abhay Charan Ray or as Bhaktivedant Swami Prabhupada, he has come now. Bhaktivedanta, not Prabhupada. He has come now to Calcutta and he's going to board. So, ahead this verse will answer. I'll bring that point again back when that particular shloka comes. So, it's all illusion, it's all temporary, it's all temporary. And then Prabhupada continues. So, what I was trying to say here is what Prabhupada is saying, please just don't take it any mere philosophy. He has lived through it and he has seen it. And that reality of life is not only his, it's of the whole, everyone. And those who don't understand it, therefore that is called as illusion. You know. So as long as we possess Janma, Aishwarya, Shruta, Shri, etc., etc., all of that, we just cannot take shelter of the Lord. So Janma is high birth. Okay, let's see. Who would like to define these four things? Janma, Aishwarya, Shruta, Shibir. What does these four things mean? Nitin Prabhu, yeah, go ahead, Nitin Prabhu. Huh? Yeah.
So, starting with the Janma, so Prabhupada was explaining that it was the parentage or whatever the
high birth.
High birth.
Like Brahmana, Kshatriya kind of a thing. Okay.
And then Prabhupada has given to the Aishwarya, which is the wealth that you possess.
Yeah, Aishwarya.
And Shruta is about the knowledge.
Yeah, Shruti.
Third one, I thought.
Band karo.
Fourth.
Janma, Aishwarya, Shruti. Shri is beauty.
Okay.
Shri Devi.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if you're finding Sanskrit difficult, you can make a connection. Na? I'm not saying you remember Shri Devi, but I'm telling you understand the part of meaning Shri. You will remember now. And Prabhupada writes something very beautiful. The more we possess these things, then we become intoxicated. It is already illusion. There was this Prabhupada disciple, Mother Kamari, I would say one of my great inspiration. So I used to help her do some service with her in kitchen. So long story short, I'll come to the point straight. So she was the one who would single-handedly run the temple kitchen there. She was 60 plus years and had been running the service all alone for decades together. She'll come on Sunday afternoon, Sunday evening used to be Sunday feast, around 200 audience, devotees. All alone she would cook everything. And then her daughters, she had a big family, the daughters will come from their job or something and they will also support. Not even a single Indian congregation was helping because everyone was busy with taking care of their family. You know, for Indians, family is the most important thing. Then time permits, then we'll go and do devotional service. So for them, they were all through her whole life. She was proper disciple. She was always in the kitchen like that. So I was greatly impressed by her. And our Indian devotees used to come, they'll give class. You know, they'll do some certain things, but nobody will go to kitchen, nothing. Those sort of things nobody will do. Only thing is what you call as white collar job or something, blue collar job. Come, give lecture, and then walk away kind of a thing. But she would be there and she would not only cook, then clean up also. So when I saw that, I started joining for cleaning up. And like this, I probably for almost, till the time I was there, I used to do every week service. Every Thursday and Sunday, I used to be in the kitchen for several hours, helping with cooking and thing. So one day I asked her, I said, Mother, all these people come and give lecture. I don't find anything inspiring in that. You are the one who's actually doing service. You're the one, if you're not there, there won't be any Sunday program. You're the backbone. And often people miss out who is the backbone. They just look at the people in the front who are running the show. But they don't understand who's actually at the back supporting. I said, Mother, if you are not there, there won't be any Mataji coming and cooking. Nobody can do that. I've seen that. If someday you're not able to come, what happens to the prasadam? How they, struggle just to get few things also. So I said, Mother, why don't you speak? And she said something very profound. And I just loved it. And she said, I was Mayank then, I was not Rishi. She said, Mayank, Krishna have blessed me with weak memory. Krishna has blessed me with weak memory. I can't remember verses, and I can't quote much things. So I go, Mother, you don't have to, you just speak. You have so much realization, you're done. And she said, Mayank, I think I'm also not a good speaker. So I was like, I don't know what she's up to. And she said, Krishna has blessed me with this. You see the negativity? Oh no, sorry. She see the, not negative, what do you say? The negative situation, yeah. You see how she turned into positivity? In general, at Kanishta stage, we begin to compare. If somebody is better, eloquent speaker, knows more, we try to pull their leg. And versus somebody is younger than you in Krishna consciousness and doing well, then we become more insecure. And here, she is the Prabhupada disciple, the oldest devotee, and everyone has been connected to last less than a decade. Everyone was less than a decade, and most of them, they speak about 5 years, 6 years in Krishna consciousness. And of course, there was, the study of Prabhupada was not so much there, so they were not also too eloquent in there. They'll hear a lecture, make notes, and speak like that. So she was saying, I don't remember and all those things. And then she said something interesting. Because I don't have good memory, I'll feel so blessed that I can take shelter of the Lord. And I can do this service for Vaishnavas where I can every week come and cook. If I had this ability to speak, then maybe I would have also started making excuses that I can't cook. This is actually devotional heart. This is what it means. Once you have certain abilities, then we take shelter of those abilities, because I can only do A, B, C, which means all front line, where there is Pujala Pratishtha, I can do, but back support, nothing. So that was, the more we possess these things, then we become intoxicated. It's already illusion, like that. So then Prabhupada goes up. So Vedic civilization is all about voluntary giving up. So whose example Prabhupada gave? One who voluntarily gave up. Yes, Karthik Prabhu. Mike, please.
Prabhupada gave example of Bharat Maharaj.
Yes, Haibo! Jeev Jantu. Kya kar rahe? So, yes, so Bharat Maharaj. So please note a point. The Vedic civilization is about voluntary giving up, and that too at a young age of 24 years, That was a culture. Of course, we have to see time, place, circumstances like this. And then Prabhupada quotes his own example. Guru Maharaj was asking me to come out, but I couldn't come out. And then Prabhupada said, I was so hesitant, but eventually when I came out, I could see my Guru Maharaj was so merciful, like that. This is the thing. All right. Then Prabhupada quotes a very important question, which is a question for all of you. And the question is, this question was raised by Parikshit Maharaj to Sukdev Goswami. Anyone remember what is the question raised by Parikshit to Sukdev? To which Sukdev said, oh Parikshit, very good question. Even your great-grandfather, no, not great, your grandfather, Yudhishthira had raised the same question to, I believe, Lord Krishna only. So, anyone from online? Aap log ho online. I don't know if you're marking attendance. You're listening. Vishwajit Prabhu, please go ahead.
Yes, Prabhuji. Parikshit Maharaj asked लॉर्ड शिवा और पार्वती जी का एग्जाम्पल दे रहे थे, उनके पास रहने के लिए कुछ भी नहीं है, फिर भी उनके ड्यूटी के पास सब होता है। और हमारे विष्णु है, उनकी वाइफ लक्ष्मी जी है, वो उनके पास सब है, पर भी उनके ड्यूटी के पास कुछ भी नहीं रहता है, ऐसा क्यों?
Prabhupada said very interesting line. Thank you. Haribol. The worship of the Lord of Goddess of Fortune is becoming poorer, and the worshipper of the vagabond, I believe Shiva Bhakta will get a little upset here, who has no house, even lives underneath a bale tree or something, that's also not very good, and his devotee becomes so opulently. And see, Vishnu lives quite opulently, Vaikuntha, but his poor devotees, they have nothing. And those who had something, they left and became brahmacharis also. Poor devotees. And in Grihastha Ashram, Vishnu will do something, he'll make you poor also. Don't think he'll do it. So then Krishna gave an answer. Who knows the answer? It's a very famous shlok. If you can quote the shlok, I'll give you special Vrindavan, Radha Shyam Sundar Mahaprasad. Okay? Let's try with that first. Mother Ima, you got the verse?
हरे कृष्ण प्रभु जी सादा वर्ष नहीं पता आंसर पता है
नहीं पहले वर्ष जानेंगे. Let's see. Who deserves today Vrindavan, Radha Shyam Sundar Mahaprasad? तुम लोग नोट्स देखे क्या देखे? ठीक है. Yes, Vishamba Prabhu. Oh, Varun Prabhu. Mike.
Hare Krishna Prabhu. So I remember the verse number SB 1088-8.
Okay.
Because I have heard it
You'll
many
get
times.
half Mahaprasadam at least.
Yes, something like Yasyaham Anugrami Harishe.
Anugrami Harishe Tad Dhanam Shanehe Tato Adhanam Tayanti Yasya Sujanasa Dukkha Dukkhita.
Yes.
Haribo! So we three will share the Mahaprasad. Okay? Mother Hima can give the translation to this. Yes.
हरे कृष्ण प्रभु जी सादा प्रभु जी कैन आई टेल द आंसर इन हिंदी
हाँ जी माता जी, आप मराठी भी बोलो, नो प्रॉब्लम.
प्रभु जी उन्होंने बोला था कि मतलब हम लोग उनका वेल्थ इसलिए ले लेते हैं भगवान क्योंकि जैसे भक्त पूरा सरेंडर कर सके उनको.
यस, तो भगवान सब कुछ ले लेते हैं सरेंडर करने से पहले, ताकि उसके परिजन उसको लात मार के भगा दे. तुम्हारे से तुम्हारी वेल्थ भी ले ली, पर तुम्हारे परिजन के प्रति स्नेह और प्रेम और शरणागति रहेगी. सबसे महत्वपूर्ण वेल्थ तो चलो आ जाएगी, सबसे पहले तुम्हें घर वाले जब तक लात नहीं मारेंगे ना, तब तक हमारा वो भगवान के प्रति शरणागति नहीं होती. सी, थिंक अबाउट इट. यू नो, क्लास एग्जाम्पल इज द्रौपदी. दे हैव लॉस्ट ऑल द वेल्थ. Yes, by the time Draupadi came into scene, so she had no wealth to protect herself, but she still had relatives to take care. So she was still counting on Bhishma Pitama, Dronacharya, Vidurji, everything, and then she was calling for Pandavas. So very important. Swajana sukha dukhitam. Tato adhanam tayanti yasya. When wealth is taken, why Krishna takes wealth? What, he is increasing his bank account or what? उसको क्या करना तुम्हारे से wealth लेकर? Wealth लेकर इसलिए, then you will get to know your swajana was all jhuta. They were whatever relationship. I mean, this is not in devotees community. This is how the material consciousness is. You know, you see what happens after in the world. So then they see this person is of no use to us, and then they disown him. So that's the reason. So the Lord arranges not for everyone. Don't get frightened, huh? तुम लोग और जब नए नए आए हैं यहाँ सेंटर में, आप तो बिल्कुल मत घबरा जाना. बोलेगा अच्छा प्रभु जी, हम कहीं गलत जगह तो नहीं आ गए. हम तो सोचे थे लक्ष्मी नारायण की शरण लेंगे, प्रमोशन मिलेगा. हाँ, ये सब तो गड़बड़ हो गई. सो डोंट वरी. हाँ, दिस फॉर एडवांस डिवोटीज. हाँ, जब तुम रेडी हो जाओगे तब भगवान करेंगे. या, सो दैट्स द थिंग. अहम अमिति पॉइंट. ओके, देन प्रॉपर राइट्स अबाउट. ओके, सो क्वेश्चन कैन बी रेज्ड. स्वामी जी, बहुत बड़ी बड़ी बात कर रहे हैं आप अकिंचन गोचरम की. आपने मायापुर मंदिर बांधा है, इतना आलिशान आपका कमरा है. आपने बॉम्बे टेम्पल बांधा और L&T को उसमें इन्वॉल्व करा उसकी कंस्ट्रक्शन में. ट्विन टावर, अमेरिका की ट्विन टावर से पहले मुंबई में ट्विन टावर बनी. तो आपने इतने बड़े बड़े मंदिर बांधे और आप बड़े बड़े यहाँ प्रवचन दे रहे हैं अकिंचना गोचरम. क्या मतलब है इसका? तो प्रभुपाद जी इसका जवाब देते हैं. दो ही लोग हैं. यस, रितेश प्रभु. बाकी तुम लोग क्या कर रहे हो भाई? यस.
हरे कृष्णा प्रभु जी. सो प्रभुपाद जी बोलते हैं कि मीन्स वेस्टर्न डिवोटीज फर्स्ट मीन्स प्रभुपाद जी इसमें 2 से 3 पॉइंट बताते हैं. सबसे पहले जो हमारा पर्पस है वो डिवोटीज को अच्छे से केयर करने के लिए हमने जो मंदिर बनाया है मायापुर में. लोगों को हम लोग बताएंगे कि अगर ये लैंड है तो वो आके कैसे रहेंगे. सबसे पहले मीन्स बाहर के लोगों को अट्रैक्ट करने के लिए हमने फैसिलिटी बनाई.
It's not for devotees.
Yes.
Let's clarify.
Yeah.
It's not for devotees at all. Devotees don't need that.
बाहर के लोगों के लिए.
ये प्रचार के लिए.
प्रचार के लिए.
So ये say for to care for devotees is a wrong statement.
Yeah.
It is for to preach. Unless we have good facility, why would people come? और बाहर के लोगों को एक सुविधा चाहिए होती है. सोचो तुम लोग, जब तुम जिस भी पहले प्रोग्राम से जुड़े थे, अगर वहाँ पे हर बार केवल बिना नमक वाली खिचड़ी मिलती तो आता क्या अगले प्रोग्राम में? हाँ ना, प्रसादा मच्छा देना चाहिए, नहीं देना चाहिए? सो दैट इज ऑल फॉर पब्लिक, दैट्स द होल आइडिया. हरि बोल. Yes, we should be very much attached. Attachment must be there for Krishna's service. The temple must be very clean. Established should be very nice. What for? For attracting devotees. That is the purpose, not for our personal benefits. Like this. For Krishna, we must have everything very gorgeous, first class, but not for me. That is akinchana. Personally, we should not possess anything simply for Krishna, like this. And then Prabhupada gives an example of Gaukishodas Babaji Maharaj, how he was a Kinchana, and like this. And the last paragraph. So with that we conclude. So Krishna is a Kinchana Goshan. We should always remember that if we desire to be materially happy, and if we think some material possession and prestige in the society and becoming a learned scholar, I shall be getting more and more adoration from the society, I will be a big man, then Krishna will be finished. Krishna will be finished, not Krishna will be finished. Prabhupada meant to say, Krishna consciousness will be finished. That's the idea. Krishna will be finished. Krishna is akinchana gochana. That is the instruction of this verse. Naivarati avidatum. These persons, janma, aishwarya, shruta, shivir, edavan, increasing material opulence, they do not deserve approaching Krishna. Krishna will be approached by, like Narottam Das Thakur said, Toma bina ki achi hamara. Who else is there apart from you? I take your shelter. Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Prabhupada. Jadusra Prabhupada ki Swami Bhaktivedant ki YouTube link is banned. Suri Prabhu will have a meeting today.